What's going on, folks? So again, I've gone missing, I understand, but this new job that I have is a lot more demanding than what I initially assumed it was going to be, which is not a bad thing. It's an unexpected good thing. I just got back from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. If you've never been to Milwaukee and you enjoy beer and cheese, you're completely missing out. We had a great time. I went for my company's yearly meeting, and it was absolutely incredible. Looking forward to going next year for sure. But anyway, on to the video. So I had a little bit of an epiphany yesterday, and I realized that a majority of my really close friends are people that I met through the car scene. And the more I thought about it, the more it really makes sense, and I'll give you some reasons why. So, first reason why, you have a common interest that normally does not go away with maturity, or it's not a trend. So, for instance, let's just say I met some people that had a similar interest in a particular video game. So normally video games are really hot, maybe for a few months, and if it's a really good game, maybe even for a few years. But eventually the interest, the excitement just kind of wears off, especially your need to do this in a group setting. Whereas with the car scene, I mean, number one, cars have been around for, I guess, centuries now, and I'd be surprised if they go anywhere. Even with all of the technology and things like that continue to evolve and develop, cars themselves and the driving experience, that's not going anywhere. Therefore, your love and your passion for cars probably won't go anywhere either. Ergo, the people that you meet through the car scene aren't going anywhere either. So having that passion for something that is truly timeless will lead to some of these folks becoming very close friends of yours. So the second reason is, this is interesting. You see someone through their love for cars go through some of their best and their worst times. Because we have such a deeply rooted passion for the car scene, our cars make us laugh, they make us cry, they make us excited, they make us sad. I mean, it's just a full range of emotions. And being able to go through this with people who are able to understand those same feelings leads to obviously you having a really close relationship, okay? So, for instance, all the folks that have ever picked you up on the side of the road, or been there when you did that first startup, or, there when you won your first race, there when you lost a race you knew you were going to win. I mean, all those guys and gals really understand everything that you're going through, and they're able to not only sympathize, but also empathize. And empathy is the big difference between people who are your friends and people who are simply just associates. Another reason is because the car scene brings together people from all different backgrounds. So someone who you normally would not have interacted with in any other circumstances, you have no issue talking to them on the medium of cars. And because the other two aforementioned reasons, there's the makings for a really good relationship there. So, that whole saying, if you're the smartest of your friends, do you need a new group of friends? Well, in the car scene, there's always something new to learn. Whether it's development and engineering of different modifications, different models of vehicles, different driving techniques. If you're an automatic guy and you want to learn how to drive stick, being around other people that have that ability already is something that will lead to you learning a whole new skill set. So, and that reminds me, get on a little bit of a tangent here. Let's talk for a brief moment about Pokemon Go. I'm sorry we're on a tangent, but I gotta get this off my chest. So call it whatever you want, an altered reality or an obsession or whatever. this fad, this phase, call it what you want. What you can't call it is something that is totally negative, okay? And there's so much right now that drives our society and, you know, my age group and all age groups really, that are just so negative, you know, depending on your understanding of what's going on politically right now. You may view this upcoming election as something that is very negative, and you basically got to choose between the lesser of two evils. You know, you've got the issue with African Americans and so the Black Lives Matter movement, you know, which is all centered around something that is very negative, meaning had bad things not happened, there would be no need for movements like this. And I'm not going to tell you my position on any of this. I'm just stating what's happening. All those things cause this huge divide between really our country and our species as a whole. Whereas Pokemon Go, I mean, yeah, it's a little nerdy, and you look a little goofy walking around on your phone and things like that. And I play, but I'm more of a casual player. But I had this instance where I ran into someone who could tell I was playing, and they played too, and we just had the coolest conversation. And I live in the same neighborhood as these folks. I've never had a real reason to speak to them. I would say hello, you know, good morning, good afternoon, you know, have a good day, things like that, but it was never a conversation. But when we were able to connect because we both played Pokemon Go, we had a really good conversation that led to other things. And now, I wouldn't say we're friends, but it's certainly more than a high and by relationship. So if people are connecting on something positive, like, don't knock them for it. That's ridiculous. You know, it may not be your cup of tea, and that's okay. But it's not something that is in any way drawing a divide between us as a whole, except for you play and I don't, you're nerdy, you're immature, you look foolish, blah, blah, blah. Like, who cares? Who cares? So I highly advise that if you're one of those people that have given someone a hard time or given a group of people a hard time for playing Pokemon Go, I mean, ask yourself, what bad could come from a game like that? Honestly. So, just my 2-cent rant on that. Anyway, back to the car scene and why those are going to be some of your best friends. The other reason is because you have a forced, almost social, face-to-face interaction. There are so many things these days that are being replaced by the digital world, to where the car scene honestly can never be fully replaced by the digital world. You know, you have your blogs and your forums and your, you know, your Facebook groups and things like that, but like, honestly, none of those things are ever going to replace a car meet. Like, never. There's never going to be a Skype car meet. There's never going to be a FaceTime car meet. Car meets require you bringing your cars out and interacting with these people face to face. And no matter what you say, a face-to-face, in-person interaction between two human beings is still the strongest way to communicate. Period. There is nothing that will ever replace that. It may be deemed by today's standards as being more of an inconvenient thing to do, and that's certainly understandable. We all can't be everywhere at the same time. Fine. But there's nothing like that. There's nothing like you know, rolling up to the car scene and smelling the fuel, smelling the E85, you know, getting out of your car, being covered in vape smoke and everything else imaginable that you can only get from being in the car scene. And because this, I don't want to say movement, but this hobby, really, this love, this passion, can't ever be replaced by something digital, that's always going to be some of the stronger connections that you have with people, because it's required, unless you were ever to leave the car scene, in which case none of this really applies to you. So anyway, that's really all I've got for today. I really want to give you my appreciation for watching this. Remember, no matter what you've done in your past, your future's spotless. So see you later. Have a good one. Peace.
Get some Southern Racing shirts made.
Oh, out
there.
there. Whoa.
Whoa, that's that. You can't be putting that plug in there. Cut that scene. Cut that scene. Ain't about it.
We'll be back with you after this advertisement. Go.
What's up, everybody? Go ahead and get your Southern Racing shirts.
Well, in
Go to Southern
1999,
Racing.
if you buy it now, you get at least 5 more.
felt that right here. I'm supposed to do that. The air hit me in the face when you did that.
I guess he got it running. I take it so.
It works. Back of that shirt, bro.
Oh yeah, you gotta see that.
She wants the Z. That's dope. Number 9. So Ray, tell the people what you just ordered.
So I just ordered 6 egg McMuffins and 2 sausage egg McMuffins.
So you got 8
They
sandwiches.
tell me to pick 2 instead of 1. Like if I get 1, you're a loser.
So you got 8 sandwiches.
Technically.
No,
Yeah.
actually, you got 8 sandwiches.
Oh yeah, you're right. I got 6.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Normally.